Hello, everybody, and here we are again. It is Saturday lunchtime. It is Championship watch-along time, and it is Stoke City versus Southampton. Hell of a newsworthy match last night that we did. Bristol City 0, Derby County 5. Quiet night in at the library on that one. Let's hope for similar drama and amounts of goals today. It is one of our three early games. We've got Leicester versus Charlton. We've got Sheffield Wednesday versus Wrexham alongside Stoke versus Southampton. And at 3 p.m, Blackburn versus Hull, Ipswich versus Preston, Middlesbrough versus Norwich, Millwall, Sheffield United, Oxford, Birmingham, Pompey, West Brom, QPR versus Coventry, and Watford versus Swansea. Let's say some hellos, and then we will dive into a like spike. Hey, Summer, Mio, Ollie, can I give my opinion on Milan Schmidt? All I can say, Ollie, is I'm excited to see him, but I've never seen him play, and I know nothing about him. But Stoke need energy and bodies in up front right now, don't they? Damaged Lemon, welcome to you. Tommy, welcome to you. Right, let's dive in with a like spike wherever you're watching. If you're up there on TikTok, on my mobile, if you're over here on this camera, on Twitter, on Facebook, or on YouTube, make sure you hit something that looks like that. You've got 11 seconds to do it. Can everybody give us a thumbs up? It is time for a like spike. Thank you, everybody, as ever, for your support here. Let's do a few more hellos before we get into this. I can see Peter in there. I can see Lewis in there. I can see Dave. And look at the great Matt SB as well. Say hi to Matt, Championship legend. No Armstrong at all for Southampton. Who would have thunk it, Peter? Who would have thunk it? Darren, welcome to you. How will this work? Will you commentate the match? That is exactly what I will do. It's obviously not legal for me to show the game. You're after a company called Sky Sports for that. But we'll have a good old chat and a good old debate of the action as we go. Where's Armstrong going? Someone's asking me on TikTok. Middlesbrough? I don't know. You tell me. Ollie, if Southampton lose today, are they out of the playoff race? Actually, that's quite a good tee up. Well done, Ollie. So, a Stoke win today would take them to 45, which would actually tie them with Derby, who obviously had that massive win last night. For Southampton, which is more pertinent to the question, if they don't win, let's say if they lose, they would be at 37 points from 30 games. So not impossible, but you'd have to say improbable, wouldn't you? I'm getting asked for my Borough Norwich prediction. What did I go for? I went 3-1. Sam Parkin went 1-0. We both backed the Borough. Famous last words. Kelly, welcome to you, my lovely. And my equal lovely producer Jake in the house. Welcome. Clip mining as ever. Check out Benjamin Bloom Clips. Jake is across that, and we got the review from last night. Does an amazing job. Couldn't do what we do without him. So big thank you from me for a start. Who else am I saying hello to before we go into team news? Nisarg, am I saying that right? Apologies if I'm not. I try my best here. Ian, come on Saints. Armour to Borough for 15 million. We will see. We will see indeed. Right. Let's do team news now. Normal gimmick here. We'll run the stinger, and you let me know who you're looking forward to seeing playing and who your potential match winners are. Okay, team news. Stoke City versus Southampton today. Stoke, obviously, big problems in goal. Tommy Simkin is going to be playing. Victor Johansson got injured. They signed Gavin Bazunu to replace him. He got injured. So Simkin in. Oh, God, I forgot about this dude. I butchered his name all the last watch-along. Maxim Talavierov. Can we help me out with that? Talavierov, my God. Tricky one. I think we ended up just calling him Maxi, didn't we? Because that's what he's got on the back of his shirt. So maybe we'll go for that. One more try. Talavierov. Do you know, I had a chat with Gab Sutton about this, of how on earth do you pronounce that Stoke right back's name? It's not that I can't pronounce it. It's just one that I constantly fall over. Bocat down the left-hand side. Lawal and Phillips centre-backs. And Zonzi and Rigo central midfield. It'll be Thomas and Cisse wide with Bay off the new guy who I've already been asked about, Milan Schmidt. I don't know if it's a sh. It's Dutch, so it probably is. From the Go Ahead Eagles, just joined Stoke City on loan. Bench for the Potters, Fielding, Cresswell, Gibson, Wilmot, Pearson, Fawamni, Curley, Seiko and Smith. Again, the team seems to be getting stronger injury-wise, but it does feel light on the bench, as we said in the last game against Middlesbrough. Let's do Southampton. Peretz in goal. He's been a new one in. Obviously, that allowed Bazunu to go out. Bree and Wellington. Wow. Okay. Charlton fans will not be overly pleased to see James Bree in the starting 11 there. Looks like he won't be going back to Greenwich anytime soon. Harwood, Bellis and Stevens are the centre-backs. Downs and Yanda are the central midfield. And when you read out these names, you're kind of like, how are this team so low in the table? Look at this. Fellows, Azaz, Cienza and Stewart, who Sammy Parkin gave a shout-out possibly for a goal today. So they're stacked on quality, Southampton, but we've known that all season. They've just not been a good side. On the bench for Saints, McCarthy, Jellert, Kwasi, Wood, Robinson, Manning, Charles, Matsuki and Oyakuni. Right, how much have I waffled? We've still got a few minutes to go. So should we do predictions right now? And then we will do some comments and whatnot. Let me just tell you what everybody said on the poll, which you could vote on right now if you want to on the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel Community tab. Sorry, I've pressed the wrong button. No, I don't want to look at my Google account. I want to view channel and I want to go to posts and I want to know what the fine people said about this game. 595 votes here. 24% said draw. 24% also said Saints win. 53% of people who voted in the poll said Stoke would win this game. So it's gone with the league table and with the home side. Get your predictions in. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be clever. Just write down the scoreline. We'll read them together. Predictions time. Right, players are coming out. We are into predictions. We'll leave that rolling a little bit more. What I will say is you can support the channel by hitting like and commenting. And we try our best, if I point up there, to get all the comments on the screen as we go on the feed there. Obviously, we do get the odd imbecile who ruins it for everyone, and we have to take them down for a minute. But hopefully everything you comment will be seen up there. And no super chat target today. You guys were so generous last night that we don't need to do a super chat target today. And moreover, I feel bad asking, but I must say a giant thank you to the wonderful people at Betfred. We're partnered up with them this season. I go on the Sportsman Untitled podcast. I'm on there again on Monday for the third week in a row, I think it is. People are sick of the sight of me on there. And in return, Betfred support our pursuits over here. So huge thanks to them. And all you need to do is just go and hit subscribe on the Sportsman Untitled. Right, let's do our predictions. Get me in on TikTok as well. What are we saying? And where do I start? Where do I begin? Let's start, I think, here. Sorry if your name doesn't get read out, but I'm going to read your predictions. There we go, 2-2. Elliot. What else have we got? There we go, 2-1 Saints, 2-1 Stoke, 1-1, 2-2, 3-1 Saints, 2-1 Stoke. Yeah, 5-0. Okay. Oh, we got that last night, didn't we? 2-3 Saints, 1-1. Lots of people on the draw here. There you go, another 1-1. Nil effing nil. Get it in there. Someone's got to do it. Someone add it up. What are we now, like 23 streams without a 0-0? 0-1 Simon on TikTok up there. 2-1 Saints, 1-0 Stoke. 2-1 Stoke. Sorry, we're about to go to kickoff, so I'm going to do a click through here. My bad, not reading them out. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to click through every single one of these. How many more? There we go. Just as a rule, guys, if you comment on my appearance on any of the platforms, I'll either delete the comment or I will block you, okay? We really don't need to talk about my appearance. I'll say it once before I go violent. We're here to talk about the football. You really don't have to talk about how I look or my hair or my clothes or who you think I might look like. You might think, oh, Ben, it's nothing. But I promise you, times that by 1,000. The 1,000th time you get the comment. The 5th or 10th time today you get the comment. You will understand my take on doing that. Samuel, hey Ben, do you think it's interesting that 2 of the parachute teams aren't near promotion? I think it's very interesting. Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times with the parachute teams dominating. So they should with the financial advantage. So there you go. Paul, hi Ben. Team of the season so far surely has to be Hull, right? Yeah, you'd probably have Hull as the one most above their station. But let's be fair about this. Who had Middlesbrough in the top 2? Be honest, at the start of the season. So I think people forget. Obviously, Hull had the embargoes, etc., etc. But Middlesbrough have been doing excellently as well in terms of expectations. Right, we are off and running. Here's the bit where I mess up the clock. I think I've done that all right. It is Stoke versus Southampton. The ball is back with Simkin. And we are off and running. Clipped out to Maxi at right back. Thank you, Michael, on TikTok. Upper Town, indeed. Supposed to be neutral here. John, if the parachute teams stay down next year, it will be very hard in the Championship. Well, there is that. But you can argue it the other way, can't you? That they'll all beat up on each other. There'll be less of a market. because they'll all be going for the same players. Here comes Sorba Thomas powering down the left-hand side into the box. Oh, he just took a heavy touch. A great tackle in the penalty box there to stop Super Sorba. Just opened up. Here comes Cienza down the other side. Lively start. He's into the box now. Oh, Cienza nearly gets inside. And another good penalty box tackle there. I was discussing this with a Millwall fan the other day about the parachute teams. That, this idea that it's impossible against them. Obviously, if we do get 6 parachute teams next year, that'll mean it's not impossible because none of them will have gone up this season. So, although I do accept the argument, it could end up being disproportionately harder next season than maybe it is this season. So, it's an interesting topic, isn't it? But look at Luton, look at Ipswich, look at Sunderland. All done it without. So, it's not impossible. It's difficult. Bay puts that cross into the back stick. Lively start in this one. James Bree heads it out. What's my opinion on Jess Raksaki to Stoke? Be a really good signing, wouldn't it? If Ipswich didn't have 10,000 wingers, I wouldn't mind him there. Tom, 7-1 Cov today. That's not a stupid comment because he's obviously referring to the 7-1 in the other game between QPR and Coventry. Corner, which Sorba Thomas is going to take. Surely he is a shoo-in to win all the awards at Stoke this season. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? And it comes right-footed. Oh, good delivery, that. Good punch by Perez. Under a bit of duress there. Shot driven in from distance. I think Cisse was stood right on top of him. No 7-1 today, Dave. The problem is, Dave, if you're a QPR fan, you're allowed to talk about a 7-1 if there was a 7-1. I wouldn't normally even put them up on the screen because it feels so ridiculous, but it literally happened, didn't it? Made in Yorkshire. Saints owners are just in to cash in on money for players. And there we go. We shall see. I'm sure they'll disagree with that, but it's not to say. That's not what's happening. Stewart lays that off nicely to Bree. Bree back into Harwood Bellis. Which teams do I think would be the biggest fallers and climbers? That's a great question. Who asked that? IDK something in the chat there. Remember, it's more difficult to climb with fewer games than fall. But obviously, the flip side of that is that there's lots of teams close together and tight together in the table, which would argue otherwise, wouldn't it? There's always two sides to the argument. Here's Bay. Worked that nicely. Ollie says up the Norwich on TikTok. I'm sure you'll have a few Coventry fans hoping that today, and maybe a few Ipswich fans as well. Can they damage Middlesbrough's superlative form? Fellows, I mean, we haven't mentioned Adam Armstrong. He's not here. Whether that's good, bad, or indifferent for anybody. Richard. My partner over on Blue Monday, Rich, do check out Blue Monday on Sunday night. We'll be talking Ipswich Preston over there, especially if you're a North End fan. Come and add to the chat. Give your insight on North End. Optimistic, but Preston will be a tough nut to crack. Would take a grotty 1-0. I think I went for a grotty 1-0 actually. Yeah, in the predictions. Parkin went 3-1. More confident. Armstrong must be off to Borough then. Maybe so. Cienza in behind, into the box. Great block again. Ash Phillips throwing himself into that one. Bit of space for Cienza twice now. Maxi, what is he doing? Look at that. He goes out to get Wellington. Just runs off Cienza. It's a horrible bit of defending by the right back. Mark Robbins will be fuming with that. Tell him, stay put. Where's the immediate danger? What a block by Phillips. And if you enjoy old school football, Kai, nothing but a win will do against Oxford. That's in terms of Birmingham. Tractor Boy. We could have a mental breakdown if we lose to Preston. Don't do that. In comes the corner to the back stick. If you like, players dribbling into the box and people daring to slide tackle them in the box 3 times in the first 6 minutes already. How about that? Annie still recovering from yesterday. Annie, link up your video or just plug your channel so people can watch your match review of that one. Corner headed clear. Prediction for Hull Blackburn. What did I go for? I went 2-1 Hull. Whoever's asking that. Suri on TikTok. Proper tackles in the Championship. 100%. Get in there. There's another proper tackle. I say it's not a proper tackle. It's a... Maxi has not had a great minute there at right back. Badly caught out. And then he's just given away a free kick. More WWE stuff there. I think it's the Royal Rumble tonight, which is by far the best wrestling thing. It's been advertised on my Netflix today. Right, set play, Southampton. Cienza looks like he's going to whip this one in. Right-footed. And look, a curvy line drawn by the referee. Well played, sir. Phillips just marshalling the defensive line there with Maxi and Rigo ahead of him. Cienza, nice delivery. Easy catch, though, by Simpkin. Did you see Downs on that Pompey, lad? I'm sure any Ipswich fans watching will not have been surprised to see Flynn Downs absolutely flying into a tackle like that. He's always been a competitive lad, let's just say. Thoughts on Patterson to Millwall? Big good signing of that. Christopher. Stevens. Southampton the better side here. Not much in the way of chances. Just those penalty box entrances from the left wingers, actually, of both teams. Cienza and Thomas. Do you think I'll be able to get a hinge match before the first goal of the match? That one, Mima. I wouldn't like to say. I am happily partnered up and my dating days are very much behind me. So I'm not in that world. Thankfully. But get your dating advice in there. Ooh, slid through. Southampton are in. They got 2 centrally. This has got to be 1-0. And there it is. Finn Azaz with the opener. And I tell you what, there is an absolute killer pass in from midfield down the right wing. And we saw that develop in 3 Southampton players in the box. It just needed a reasonably accurate ball in. But what a pass here out of defence. Offside looks okay. I think it was Harwood Bellis, who really, he won't get an assist or any credit for that goal. What a pass that is. I think he used to play for Stoke as well. Crossed in from the right. Tap in for Finn Azaz. Stoke 0. Southampton 1. And we are off and running again. Tondereka, very happy with that, as you can imagine. But all of the Southampton players, I think it's, tell you what, yeah, I think Finn Azaz is pointing at him there. He's pointing past the actual assist from the right wing from Fellows. It's a brilliant ball through by Harwood Bellis. And It is Stoke 0, Southampton 1. A bouquet of headless daffodils. That is your dating advice, John. Bay drives the shot in, blocked. I'm being accused of being a bad luck charm again. I know what you football fans are like with superstition. You won't believe me when I tell you anything I do has absolutely no effect on the outcome of this football match. I'm afraid that's an in your head issue. I don't want to be a bad luck charm in your head, and I promise I'm not. Caden Jackson's just scored for Bradford. When did Caden Jackson go for Bradford? What a career that guy's had, by the way. We thought he was like the proverbial cockroach at Ipswich. You think he's out, he's out, he's out, he's out. Managers love that guy. There's one in the channel. Flag surely is going to go up against Rod Stewart. Wake up, Maggie. You're a butterfly flapping your wings. It was offside, says George. Ben. Oh, what, this goal or the Jackson goal? The Jackson goal. I thought this goal looked all right. But let me know if you've seen 800 replays. Dan, Leeds fan here. Think we can do Arsenal? No, but I would love to see it, I have to say. Ooh, work down the right again. Fellows whips that across the box on the floor. Keeper can't get it. Nat, breaking news. Wednesday have had a shot. Tremendous scenes. No other goals in the earlies in the EFL Championship. So I'm just laughing. Down goes Bocat. And Tom Fellows does the innocent footballer face, though. And I actually agree with him. Fellows top 4 assists in the Championship last season, tied with Murphy at Pompey. As well, that was at West Brom. By the way, Finaz's numbers, let me just bring them up, are always to die for, aren't they? So 12 goals, 11 assists last season with Borough in the Championship. That is 7 goals, 4 assists with Southampton in the Championship. Get him in your EFL fantasy team. People only ever complain about offside when it's a goal against. Well, again, we discuss football fans and misinformation, don't we, a lot? It is what it is, hey? Mentioning dating sites might be kryptonite to nil-nils. Well, there you go. Were we talking about dating sites when the goal went in? Someone will clip that bit out. $14 gone. Stoke 0, Southampton 1. No other goals in the early, so Saints will go into the top 10 if this stays the same. And they will also, damning with faint praise here, get the fabled. Oh, don't lose that there. Oh, my God. Peretz, the keeper, nearly had an absolute nightmare there. Wow. Slipped over in possession, being closed down by Bay. Fell over. My God. Nearly a horrendous goal. Peretz apologises. He apologised to the bench, actually. Oh, God. I say he slipped over. He didn't. He completely missed his kick, which forced him to fall over. It was a technical error, not bad luck. Goodness me. Donna, Leeds fan checking in. What are our chances today? I mean, you know that they're slim, don't you? But it would be tremendous, wouldn't it? Is that right? Okoli red carded for Leicester? Leicester playing Charlton. Thank you, Oxford fan. You are indeed correct. A red card for Leicester. Charlton's chances of winning this game have just increased. They're going to be playing against 10 men. What are we at? 16 minutes. Do the maths on that. 74 remaining. All crossed in. Stevens heads that one out. Good bit of defending from the captain. Do I back Stoke today, Ollie? The goal deficit doesn't help me say that. Do you know what I went for? Would you believe? 0-0. I'm already wrong. Does Charlton attract red cards? Seemingly so. Although, Sheffield United maybe is the common denominator there. I think 5 in 3 games, or 3 in 5 games, or 5 in 7 games, or something like that. We picked out last time. Thomas whips the corner in back stick. Headed on, or keeper comes and then stays. Cleared out. Goodness me. Are Forest winning tomorrow? I think they might actually. Forest play Palace. Liam's watching Grimsby MK. Let's know how that one goes. So the corner went into the back stick there. It was Schmidt, who looks a big lad, actually. Could he have done more with that? To be fair, he's jumping backwards, isn't he? Huge scramble there, and Zonzi couldn't force it goalwards. Milshire City, what do I think for Norwich Middlesbrough? You can watch the prediction show, but I had 3-1 Borough and Sam had 1-0. So incoming away win there. Bree has been whistled for a foul on Sorba Thomas. Thoughts on Brandon Thomas Sante's retrospective ban for violent conduct? A few people were flagging that during the stream, telling me, oh, we'll get banned. It's difficult for me when the game keeps going. You've got to do comments here, there and everywhere to really hone in, you know, when something's got 5 replays. And that game was... so it was something that missed me in the game, to be honest. But, yeah, pretty unhelpful for Coventry, because I guess if it's violent, it'll be 3-game ban, won't it? Hands on TikTok. Yeah, Leicester down to 10. And Zonzi. Oh, Thomas, lovely ball around the corner. Bay carries it forward. Bay hits the shot. Great strike. Good save. And Bay looked like he got fouled as well. It's Stewart actually tracing him back. Little pull on the shirt. It's a really good save by Peretz. And that is most definitely... Well, it's either hitting the bar or it's flying in the top corner. Jokeres 2.0, Schmidt. You'll take that, wouldn't you? What a player Jokeres was in the Championship. Not for Swansea, but for Coventry, he was awesome, wasn't he? Goal machine. In comes the corner, headed out by Stevens, I think. Jack is Blackburn bound over on TikTok. Safe travels, matey. Good luck. And good luck to anybody and everybody heading to games today. And safe travel as well. We know many of you had trouble in Bristol last night with traffic Armageddon, apparently. So I think even the players did. Peretz has got it. Here's that strike again. Is this going in from Bay? Yeah, I think it is. Great save, Peretz, because he hits that really well, doesn't he? Plenty of power. Foul by Fellows. Grimsby 0, MK 1. For one of our old friends, Paul Warren there. And we have a goal in the Championship. Predictably, because Leicester went down to 10. No, disallowed. I'm going to shut up. There we go. No goals in the Championship other than Finn Azaz's. I suppose that is correct grammar, isn't it? Just apostrophe S. Other than Finn Azaz's, easy for me to say, opener in this one. Yanda has just dribbled that out of play. Is it 1-0 Charlton or is it not? I heard they'd scored and I heard they hadn't. It says 1-0 on FootMob here. Maybe the Addicts do have the lead. Anyone watching that game, smarten me up, please. Cienza. Yanda. Downs. Stevens. Harwood Bellis. Southampton, a little bit of possession. Just for control's sake here. Now, what a signing Patterson's been. Is he the goal scorer again for MK? We had fun with Patterson during COVID. I remember he went through a stage at Sheffield Wednesday of scoring like a run of the most ugliest goals I've ever scored. But I've ever scored, anyone's ever scored. They all count, don't they? Wellington. Downs. Southampton look comfortable here, don't they? They've just gone into a little phase of possession football here, and Stoke can't get the ball off them. 13 goals for Patterson. Wow, that is very good, isn't it? Oh, there's another feed through. They've ripped them to shreds again with the same pass. Fellows hits the shot. Good save. Simkin. They nearly scored a very similar goal there. I wonder why Fellows didn't cross that. Maybe it's in his head that he's feeling virtuous. Already got the assist. Pete, Leicester red card. Pulled the guy down past halfway. Sounds like. Always correct people there, Pete. Thanks for the info. But remember, last defender is not in the laws. It's denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Call me a pedant. But you can be the last defender and it not be a denial of obvious goal-scoring opportunity. That is the key. Fellows again crosses it in. Azaz takes it down. Volley or half volley blocked. And the whistle has gone for a foul on Lowell, I think. Good strike, good save. That it's close to the keeper, but he hits it nice and early, Fellows, doesn't he? Simpkin reaches out, makes the save. Am I doing a deadline day stream? I don't know. If people want me to do a deadline day stream, I can do a deadline day stream. Sure thing. Phillips to Rigo, and Zonzi boots it into the channel. But I think Rigo was caught. 7 p.m. rather than 11 p.m. is a help, isn't it? We shall see. I'm up to Manchester and back. Leave that with me. I'll run that up the flagpole, so to speak. Phillips. And Zonzi. Stoke trying to just regain a bit of control. Big press by Yanda. Rigo still gets it out to Bocat at left back. Ends at 7 p.m, as Sean Dyche would say. Utter woke nonsense. I must admit, I have a 4-year-old daughter and my alarm goes off very early. So I'm not complaining about it ending at 7 p.m. Will Norwich get playoffs this season? I don't think so, but they've won 6 in 8. If they win 6 in the next 8, I'll likely change my mind. Have to be a hell of a run. I think just get away from the bottom is the first task for Norwich City, who are still 3 points above the relegation zone, albeit in excellent form. Phillips. This one's a bit cat and mouse now. Saints have had their flurry, taken the lead, and it's settled into a little bit of both teams behind the ball and possession rather than the pressing and the counter-attacking we had in the first 20 minutes. Interesting to see two types of game within the first 30 minutes of this one, if you know what I mean, stylistically. Stevens back to Peretz. Grimsby 0, MK 2. David, that might be a question for AI. Lowest points total. My guess would be Aston Villa had a 10-game winning streak to make the playoffs that started about this time this season. So if you go into who scored, go into 18-19 season and freeze it and try and find where the streak started, that might be the answer. Oh, Azaz shot deflected. Balloons up in the air. Keeper commits to his right. Ball goes the other way. Flies just wide of the post. The other one I would look at for playoffs is look at last season. Not necessarily the run, but obviously Bristol City was the lowest total ever, wasn't it, at 68? I believe I'm correct in saying. So they might be the lowest at this stage of the season. In comes the corner from Southampton. Hoofed out by Lawal. And it's going to go back to Peretz. Forest under Cooper. Yeah, that might be a shout. Although Forest points were fairly even from when Cooper was in. They just won pretty much for the rest of the season. Whereas there might be someone who comes from further back. Here is Azaz into the box. Brilliant feet. Penalty surely. Oh, he's given a dive. That looked like a penalty. That's my first instinct. Brave bit of refereeing this. Finn Azaz has been booked for diving. I thought that was a penalty. Let's see if I'm wrong on the replay. Tondereka is holding his head. Right. This is my first look at the replay. Oh, it's the hard cam. Oh, they have zoomed. Okay, I can see why he's given it now. So, Phillips waves his right leg. And Azaz then stops what he's doing with his right leg and just falls to the ground. So that might be a fair call by the ref. If the foul didn't actually happen. The crazy thing is, if Azaz doesn't go down there, he is in on goal. Obviously, it wouldn't have been a red card if it was a foul because it was a deliberate attempt to play the ball. Which gets you out of double jeopardy if you're inside the box. Interesting one. Lawal just battling with Ross Stewart there. So I suppose that's more on Finn Azaz, isn't it, that one? If you're sure you're going to get fouled, obviously you go down, don't you? But you have to be sure, else that's going to happen. Simkin, 31 gone. 1-0 Stoke. 1-0 Southampton. However, Saints have had more of the openings. Probably look more likely to score the second goal, in my humble opinion. Leon, another Borough fan, interested in the absence today of Adam Armstrong. And I mean, with the Phillips Azaz thing there, I'm just looking at his other leg now. This is about the 15th replay I've seen. I think what we really need to get into with these conversations is people obsess about contact, don't they? Yeah, I think the ref's got that right, actually. People obsess about contact, but what we should obsess about is it a foul? Because there is such thing as fair contact in sport, in football indeed, and there is such conversation as, is the contact proportional for the player to go down the way they do? And I remember Kelly Cates saying it on phone-in once, that she would have loved to see a referee point to the penalty spot but also book the player for diving, i.e. saying, look, there was contact and a foul there, but the way you've gone down is a dive and simulation. So it's a penalty, but you're also getting booked for diving. I think that would be brilliant. I agree with her on that one. Aha. The baffling 50-point plus point. I think it's like 54 or something ridiculous, wasn't it? Posh relegation season. Look at the whole table there. That season was crazy, wasn't it? Massive squeeze on the table. Evidently, no utterly outstanding teams and no terrible teams that season. Everybody taking points off everybody. It's the only time it's really happened across the whole season, across the whole table. Rigo bangs in the free kick for Stoke. Phillips heads down. Easy gather for Perez. Is Adam Armstrong the new kind of Dwight Gale figure now in the Championship? The one everybody thinks if you just get him for, what would it be? How many games have Middlesbrough got? Take one off today, 30. Get him for 16 games. Will he score you 8 or 9, 10 goals in those 16 games to get you promoted? He's worth the money if he's going to. Stoke 0, Southampton 1. Harwood Bellis, who had his fingerprints all over the goal, has fed up the line. Yanda, big switch of play looking for Cienza. Defender lets it bounce there, Maxi. Wellington, Azaz, the key protagonist of this game, with the goal and booked for diving when he's basically in on goal. Foul by Schmidt on Harwood Bellis. By the way, can someone check, is this the referee that overruled the VAR at Man City? Can someone double check that for me? That looks offside to me. Stewart running central out to the left channel. He went too early. Here's Phillips. He's had to retake that restart. Knocked out to Lowell. It's the same ref, is it? Elliot, ridiculous to book Azaz for that. I think it's fairly black and white, mate. If you deem that a player goes down and they dive, you don't really have much choice. Simulation is a yellow card, isn't it? Unless you believe they've genuinely fallen over, in which case no decision. But yeah, it's one of those guarantees, isn't it? Bit like a shirt pull on a counter-attack. You just know every time it's a yellow card. Milan Schmidt has had the fewest touches in this game. A quiet debut. Contact with the knee. Unfortunately, Elliot, contact with the knee doesn't stop it being a dive. I think people use contact as a silver bullet. It's not. You can still have contact and it not be a foul. You can still have contact and the attacker can dive. So I don't think... I mean, it's still subjective as to whether it was a dive or not. But, yeah. If you touch my knee and then I dive, I still dived. That's why I'm fascinated in the point about would any ref ever dare to give a penalty and book the attacker for diving? Azaz did make a mess of it for sure. Yeah, he did. Right, have we got a Charlton goal now? I think Charlton have taken the lead. We thought they'd taken the lead earlier. Oh, here comes Stewart. Stewart into the box and Zonzi. Good tracking there. Leicester have been down to 10 men since minute 15. Okoli got the red. And now we think Charlton have actually taken the lead. Sonny Carey, thank you guys there. Oxford fan. Christopher as well. Here comes Azaz. Is he keeping that in? I think he is. Nice feet by Azaz. See if he can stay on him this time. But Cienza's done well. Cienza into the box, blocked out. Bay doing some good defending. JR, do I think Middlesbrough will get Armstrong? I've got a feeling they will. Something's telling me that's going to happen. I have no info on that whatsoever, it's just a guess. Ho hum. Oh, lucky me. I'm going to see this Sonny Carey goal. It's picture in picture, so it's tiny. Crossing from the right. Carey with the finish. I'll have a better look at that for the hot takes. Kelly 0-0 and falling asleep. Not exciting one between Wednesday and Wrexham then. Yeah, this one's nicely poised over here, I have to say. Saints lead 1-0. They're probably the more likely to grab the second, but we're on that razor, aren't we, with one goal in it. Phillips. Oh, my neck, man. Struggling today. Sitting here looking at a screen probably doesn't help it, but this is what we do. Downs. Cienza. Oh, lovely ball. That he can play, can't he, Cienza? Outside of the right foot. Wellington. Big switch. I think Fellows is keeping that in. Yes, he is. Oh, Fellows. Nice ball back to Yanda. Yanda. Stewart spins, hits the shot. Do you know what? They've played some nice stuff, actually, Southampton. All involving kind of switches of play to the wingers and quick balls to Cienza and Fellows. Very effective, though. Downs, Stewart. Oh, this is excellent. Here they come again. Bree. Don't know what he's thinking there. Fires it into the 6-yard box where there are literally No Southampton players anywhere near. Mark Robins probably quite concerned with the trend of this game because it does look more plausible that Southampton will score the next goal than Stoke will. What's going on with my neck, Kelly? Oh, it just locks up. I blame COVID and a dodgy chair and some shifts for a football website I was writing for starting early in the morning. Or I'm just getting old. Or a combination of all of those things. What can you do? Thomas knocks that into the front. Schmidt gets another touch, but turned over immediately. So away sides on top, and given that Wednesday are playing at home and their travails this season, wonder if we could get 3 out of 3 away wins here. Leicester 0, Southampton 1. Wednesday 0, Wrexham 0 as things stand. And Stoke 0, Southampton 1 in our game here. Deep heat. Oh, God, mate. Everything has been on this neck. Don't you worry about that. Azaz. Yanda. Stewart. One back by Bay, who's probably been Stoke's best player, hasn't he? Playing in that number 10 spot, but hugely industrious. Yun Ho Bay. Don't want to give stereotypical cliches about Asian players. They only seem to get credit for running around a lot, don't they? But Bay has run around a lot today and been excellent. In the face of not that many great performances on the Stoke 11. Wellington. Oh, nice dribble out from left back. Helped on by Bree. Horrible first touch by Fellows. And the ball is turned over. Stevens. Harwood Bellis. Is Armstrong going to Borough or is it just fake news? We don't know. But it's certainly a big topic. He's not in Stoke-on-Trent, wherever he is. Downs. Southampton play some really good stuff this half. They really have. Wellington. Cienza. Good tackle by Maxi on Cienza. It comes off Cienza last as well. Stoke throw. John, do the watch along laying down. Do you know what, John? I should do, whenever I speak to Kieran Maguire, he's always standing up. He's got a standing desk that he broadcasts from. I'll have to ask him about that. Maybe I should go to a standing desk, eh? What do you think? Up the Saints, says Fern. Saints don't do clean sheets, Dave. Maybe so. I'll tell you who doesn't do clean sheets. Leicester. I think we had a ridiculous run of... it's like 23 games. They haven't had one recently since I've done that stat, have they? No. And they've not kept one today. I think Leicester... Can someone fact check me on that one? I think Leicester, this is their 24th game without a clean sheet. Just put your desk on bricks. Fair. Bay and Zonzi, little back heel. Big tackle there by Bocat. And then another big one by Nzonzi. Ref just calming it down. I know we don't want refs to be stars, but I think they're going to be having their eye on this guy, aren't they? Two big decisions in the past couple of weeks. He seems to have got both of them right, doesn't he? Free kick Southampton. We are into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Sorry, wasn't paying attention. We've played one of them. The big switch of play. And Cienza, for once, who's technically very good, takes his eye off the ball. Doesn't control that one. Yeah, you're right, Leon, about Steve Gibson there. He loves to try and help out in January. Although I suppose you could argue he gave Carrick Morgan Whittaker last season in January, and has to be the right player, doesn't it? I know Whittaker's doing well now, but he was obviously bought to make the difference. Bay, down the line, easy one for Wellington to deal with. And if he meant to do that, that was clever. Just smacks it at Cisse. And wins the throw-in. Stevens is going to hurl this long down the line. They just got to kill 20 seconds here. Southampton, and they will go in. 1-0 up at half-time. Deserved lead, actually, I would say. Enzonzi. Thomas. Bocat down the line. Last phase of play is going to be a cross into the box. Oh, and it's a chance. Wow, that could have been 1-1 at half-time. Perez kind of Superman punches it out. Doesn't really get any distance, and it falls to Bay. And he kind of gets his feet in a muddle, doesn't he? Does he hit that off the other leg? Oh, and he completely miskicks it. And there was me saying Bay has been Stoke's best player. I still think that's true. However, chance there right at the end of the first half. We mustn't have recency bias, though. Stoke have been the better side, haven't they? 56-44 on the possession. 1.13 to 0.5 on the XG, 7 shots to 4, 2 to 1 on target. But the eye test has had Stoke just in more dangerous areas in particular. Sorry, why can't I tell the difference between bloody Stoke and Southampton? It's the S's and the red and white stripes, isn't it? They've just got their wingers into the game so well, Southampton, with Fellows and Cienza, and they've not been afraid to go early or diagonal and switch the play, or channel balls, and that's where the chances have come from. And the goal was a great example of that. Bosch, Harwood Bellis through to Fellows, 3 of them running into the box, and Azaz pops it in. Leicester 0, Charlton 2. That'll have gone down well at King Power for sure. Leicester down to 10 and 2-0 down now at half-time, deep in stoppage time. Looks like Charlton are taking a 3-pointer from King Power today. So if your team is down towards the bottom, a bad start to the day for you. If you're maybe a Norwich, West Brom, Pompey, Blackburn, Oxford fan. We won't include Wednesday in that, you know what I'm saying. Looks like Charlton are the first to strike, and they're going to put 3 points on. Anyway, Finn Azaz gets the opening goal. Couple of other really useful looking penalty box entrances from Fellows and Cienza on the wings. And the other big moment of the half, Azaz into the box. He has properly skinned, who was it? It was Ash Phillips, wasn't it? The defender. He beats him, wafts the foot out there, Phillips, and Azaz goes down. I looked at it and I'm like, well, that's a penalty. But it wasn't. He did throw himself down too easily. I think probably good call by the referee there. And other than a chance right at the end of the half for Yun Ho Bay, nothing really there for Stoke, I would have to say. And I thought Southampton, good value for the lead. And if it ends like this, would be good value for the win. Elsewhere, as I just mentioned, Leicester 0, Charlton 2. Wednesday 0, Wrexham 0. Can't tell you anything about that game other than Wrexham have had 74% of the ball and 6 shots to 2. Wednesday, 0 shots on target. So you wouldn't be surprised, based on my 2 seconds of research, if Wrexham win that one 1-0, 2-0, whatever, in the second half. Right, let me talk exclusively to the lovely people on TikTok. Just going to shut the stream down now. Be back in 5 minutes, so thank you. Come back. But I can never hit this bloody button, can I? Fat fingers. There we go. End now. Oh, and it plays me a little tune there. Hopefully no copyright strike for that. Let's press dismiss. There we go. Thank you. And I'll see you lot back in 5 minutes here on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. Go and grab a cup of tea. Something stronger if you need it. Whatever you do, do it responsibly. Stoke 0, Southampton 1. Half time. We will be back in 5. Welcome back, everybody. It is Stoke 0, Southampton 1 at halftime in the watch-along today. There's also a couple of other championship games going. It's Leicester 0, Charlton 2 at halftime. Leicester down to 10 men, looking like an away win there. And it is 0-0. Sheffield Wednesday versus Wrexham is 0-0 as things stand. Let me know your thoughts on all of that stuff in the comments. If I may, let's just do a couple of little plugs. Let's go for a like spike first, wherever you're watching the video. If you're up on TikTok, or if you're down here on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, give us a like, hit whatever looks like that. You've got 11 seconds. Let's do it right now. It's time for a like spike. Oh, that's tremendous. We are climbing on YouTube up to 88 there. Can we get over 100 likes? Let me know if you've hit like there. Let me just update it one more time. 91. Go on, guys. Keep going with those likes. See if we can go over 100. Gary, someone asked about the tune yesterday and Shazammed it. So if you go into yesterday's watch along in terms of the half-time 5-minute tune, someone did that yesterday. So just have a little look straight after half-time in yesterday's watch along. And huge thank you to the wonderful people at Betfred for supporting. We're not doing a super chat target today, so don't worry about all that. Just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, etc. If you do want to contribute financially, you very, very much can. And you can join up as a member. And there is a members only video yesterday went up. So check that out. So let me just address this comment. Arc Motorsports, please don't make the stream all about like stuff. Let's talk about proper stuff like football predictions. That's so annoying that people do that. So this stream will end up being 2 hours and 15 minutes long. It's absolutely free to watch. We put loads of effort, loads of time into doing this. Everything you consume is not free. Look closely. You will be paying for it somehow, somewhere, or someone will be advertising. I know we live in an entitled world here where people expect stuff for free. I cannot do this for free. I spend my whole time on it. And if you're unable to get through 2 hours and 15 minutes of free content without probably 45 seconds of plugs in it, then I would suggest Foxtrot Oscar. And people, please do understand how new media works here and the level of effort we put in to give you everything for free. So I try my best here, but the level of entitlement for somebody, from some people, let's just say, and it is the minority, let's just say, but just have a little think about what you're consuming and what it takes for the producer to do that, and whether you think it's reasonable to be publicly moaning and complaining. And look, I know some people in life are just unhappy and they're not really moaning about plugs. They're just moaning because they're unhappy. And I get it. And I hope everybody's happy. And I get why some people are not. But just try and always go first with empathy if you can, and understand why people want people to hit a thumbs up button, that really hard action of just pressing a button. But what can you do? How you can please some of the people some of the time, apparently. Right, we are seeing some goals here on Sky. We should be back for the second half very, very soon. Stoke 0, Southampton 1 here. Finn Azaz with the only goal. I think Southampton have been good value for their lead. Azaz in the other big moment of the half where he's in on goal and goes down and gets booked for diving. We're just on the turbo ad break here. Stoke about to play like prime Barcelona. I like your comments. Oh, there you go. Well, that's nice, Ark. Thank you for saying I'm doing amazing things. You're actually wrong about you don't need to ask. And again, I just want to. Sorry, let me just put the comment up here. I just really want people to understand why we do this. You don't need to ask. You're actually wrong. And there is a lot of research and studies that say you do need to ask, and you do need to ask more than once. And would you believe us producers have often given this more thought than consumers, let's just say. And I'm not having a pop. I promise. I'm not having a pop. I'm just explaining the reality of it, that there's... Go and Google it about the difference between people that ask for subscriptions and likes, etc., versus the people that don't. It makes all the difference. And you've just called me desperate, so I'm afraid that's going to be a block. Apologies, guys. Fed up. There's your moment. There's your moment in the. There's your moment in the sun, buddy. You're out of here. Right, and the second half has started. Apologies, there's always one. But if that was meaningful in any way to wind up somebody who's just honestly trying to do something and do their best at it, then each to their own. Hey. And huge thank you, Donna, for the super sticker. A lovely act of kindness in the face of some disrespect for what we do here, let's just say. Thank you all. Proper commentary. And I have beautiful hair. I'll take it. Right, shall we move on to the game here? Let me reset the teams here. And hopefully those comments have reset. And we are all good. There we go. Right, 0-1 at half time. Thank you for the affirmation there. It's an honest pursuit, this, honestly. Here comes Cienza into the box. Shouldered off the ball. Goal kick. No foul. Here are your lineups. Triple change, actually. You're right, Brendan. Wilmot, Pearson, Seiko on for Maxi and Zonzi and Rigo. So let me do Southampton first. With that being said, Perrett's in goal. Brian Wellington, Harwood, Bellis and Stevens. Yanda, Downs, Fellows, Cienza, Azaz the goal scorer, and Stewart up top. So I'm guessing, are they just going to be straight swaps, or have we had a change of shape? Now it does still look like two centre halves. They're split from the goal kick here. So Wilmot is in. I wonder if that's the third centre back, or the Lawal is going to go and play at full back. I know he did a turn there before. Let's assume that's the case. But yeah, so Simpkin, Phillips, Lawal, Bocat, and the three out. Maxi, Rigo, and Nzonzi, Wilmot, Pearson, and Seiko come in. Thomas, Bay, Cisse, and Schmidt, who's having a rather quiet debut, let's just say. Thank you for... Ooh, crikey, Simkin. Thank you for all the affirmation. I'm not necessarily annoyed at, being told not to ask people to subscribe and ask people to like. I just think it's an education for people. I do think there's a bit of a sense of entitlement now that everything is free. And if you wind that to the nth degree, it's just not viable, is it? Because the creators will just go starving and it'll cost them a ton of money to make the content for other people for free. And that's just not a viable way to live your life. And I think it takes some understanding sometimes. Corner goes in, easily gathered by Simpkin. Cheers, everybody. Easy gather there. Wrestling going on as ever. I'm always of the 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Everyone's pulling everybody. I don't know where the foul is. It's free. You're the product. Thank you, Donna. Although you appear to have the awareness to understand that. Richard, off to Portman Road. Enjoy. Could be another home win. Sadly, it's a reflection of society in this country these days. People don't like seeing others being more successful than them or doing something that they can't do themselves. I mean, that wouldn't be for me to say late September. There are many reasons why people get angry and disrespectful to other people. Sometimes that can be the reason. Sometimes, though, I remember someone saying very wisely to me, Ben, if you do something reasonable and you interact with an angry person, the response is likely to be angry. If you interact with a snarky person, the response is likely to be snarky. If you interact with an unhappy person, the response is likely to be unhappy. And it's nothing to do with what you did at all. Go figure, right? Here comes Cienza. Outside it goes to Wellington. Wellington fires it across the box, deflected, out for a corner. I'm pretty sure. Nearly caught the keeper on the near post. That's good defending, actually. I say deflection. It's a really good block. Very good indeed. Lewis, please ignore the hate. Oh, it's very, very kind. Again, I don't really see it as hate. That last issue that we're talking about, I think it's just a lack of empathy and understanding from the other side. Or corner goes in and it's prodded over the line. Flynn Downs, he was literally laying on the goal line in the end. He's on his back and he pokes it in with the outside of his right foot. And it is Stoke 0, Southampton 2. Big goal at the start of the second half. Unbelievable. Stoke 0, Saints 2. Get your thoughts in. Interestingly, this other guy appears to have the same start of the name that the initial troll was giving. Let's just remove said person. Flynn Downs with the second goal here. Stoke 0, Southampton 2. And Mark Robbins went a bit scorched earth with a triple sub at half time. And I'm afraid it has not worked. Just losing Downs on the back stick. And out it goes. Here's Phillips. What was my prediction for this game? 0-0. What did Sam have? 1-1. We both had the draw. As I always say with these discussions, check your privilege when you're discussing a prediction someone made with literally the information that they didn't have. Hopefully we can have a bit of fun with it. As long as those privileged people who literally know the answers that we didn't have enough humility to understand that. Mark Robbins looking a little bit, well, I threw my cards in there and it hasn't worked. What the hell do I do now? And a goal from a set play, which always annoys managers, doesn't it? Liam, I predict I will eat a takeaway tomorrow. Solid. Stuart down the left-hand side keeps it in. He's got Cienza running on the inside. He wants him to go on the outside. Cienza's got it now. Stuart moves into the middle. Cienza, nice feet. Dinks the cross in. It's going to fall for Azaz, is it? Oh, he pokes it towards the far stick. It was good from Southampton. It was good from Cienza. I wonder whether he was just going to pop that on the head of Ross Stewart in the middle. Goes to Azaz, who just loops it far post. Ooh, Fellows into the box now. And this is getting away from Stoke, isn't it? Big leap by Stewart. Azaz chests it down. Oh, actually, it's not even Azaz's shot. Ben Pearson would have been an own goal. It's always kind of going wide, I think, but Simkin takes no chances. Corner. Cienza pops it in. Cienza down the line. Shot driven in by Flynn Downs, who's not exactly a goal machine, but he's on the score sheet here. Goodness me. Phillips with a massive shirt pull on Taylor Harwood-Bellis in there again. I hate getting involved in individual shirt pulling on corners because literally you can find a penalty every set play if you want to, and it's a bit reductive to just mention one. But that was quite a bad one, wasn't it? Apologies, I will block you immediately if you comment on my appearance. So bye-bye, Jack Parker. I'm just going to remove the comments. Sorry. Just a line I draw. Feeling a bit militant today. What are you going to do? There is John Walters, former Ipswich striker and sporting director at Stoke. This obviously 2 days removed from the closing of the transfer window. So I'm assuming he's checking his phone regularly, even during the game. The latest signing, Schmidt, has been quiet on debut. Here's Thomas. Thomas crosses left-footed behind for a goal kick. Right, is that cleared? And I can put these back. There we go. Yeah, he gets salty, Ben. I don't like getting salty. But I've also been brought up not to take any SHIT from anybody, so I don't. It's a difficult one. I believe in don't take any crap from anybody, but I also believe in, keep calm and rise above it. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Wrexham 1. We're expecting that in the second half. Sam Smith, the goal scorer. The small bit of information I had at halftime said that game was trending towards Wrexham. And obviously we know Wednesday's struggle. And we are now 3 for 3 away wins. It's Leicester 0, Charlton 2, Wednesday 0, Wrexham 1, and Stoke 0, Southampton 2. Away teams on top. And remember, Bristol City 0, Derby 5 last night. We're actually going to be 4 for 4. "60 minutes again," says Nat. Is that a regular occurrence for Wednesday? Pearson. Bocat. Fed into Bay. And clear their lines. Stoke throw. Bree boots it away. Phillips to Pearson. Big tackle by Harwood Bellis on Seiko there. And another Stoke throw. Taken by Bocat. Wilmot to Lawal, who, as we thought, has gone fullback. We've just seen the Wrexham goal picture in picture. Cross swept near post. Looks like there's a bit of a miss kick on the near post, but it then falls to Smith on the far post. And in it goes. I fear for Blackburn versus Hull with this trend. Yeah. Amen. Pearson. Thomas. Bocat. Back to Pearson. Tries to knock it into the front to Schmidt. Harwood Bellis ahead of him and on top again. And we just lost the feed from Sky, which is really helpful on a watch along. If you are watching on Sky Sports Football, let me know if you have no picture currently. Not entirely sure whether that's a problem my end. Let me see if my iPad can get it in the meantime. Let me know if you've lost your picture on Sky Sports or whether this is a localized thing. Leicester have a penalty. They're down to 10 and 2-0 down. Yeah, it's the same on my iPad. Sincerest apologies here. We have lost. This is the first time this has ever happened on a watch along. We have lost the picture. Sky Sports with a problem. Jack, you might have to commentate from Paramount if you're enjoying the game. I have no feed whatsoever. I can't believe in all the years we've been doing this. This is the first time it's ever happened. So hopefully we will get the feedback very soon. I'm sure there's people. Oh, penalty missed, apparently. That sums it up for Leicester, doesn't it? 56th minute penalty, it says, according to my info. Has been missed, and we have our picture back. Thank you. Pearson for Stoke feeds it into the box. Jonathan Walters cut it off. Yeah, right. Just reminds me of that. What was that film about Facebook, The Social Network, where the Mark Zuckerberg guy is going, no, our streams, our servers can never, ever, ever go down. I'm sure there was someone running around at Sky there trying to fix the feed. We're going to get a double sub for Southampton. Make it up. I should have, shouldn't I? Could have been 8 goals in 30 seconds then. Right, Stewart and Cienza out. Oyakunkel and who else came in? Matsuki, possibly. I'm testing my pronunciation powers here, aren't they, the players? Double sub, though, from Southampton. Stevens, nice run out of defence, then a horrible pass to cap it off. Pearson's travelling forward from midfield with the ball. Thomas whips the cross in, headed out by Stevens. And Matsuki coming down the right, turns back. And a horrible shanked clearance there. Goes straight to Lawal. Pearson, who's had loads of touches. Sing for us, Ben. What are we singing today? Name that tune. Phillips. Wilmot. Bocat. Turned over and Azaz has got it near the centre circle. Southampton looking fairly content just to try and control and keep the ball here. Yander. Downs, Yander. Switched out. Wellington. Yeah, as you can imagine, being 2-0 up with 25 to play. Southampton keen to keep the ball without necessarily bombing too many forward. Although Wellington's gone again at fullback. Pops the cross in low. Cleared away. Thumb duck. Careful saying that. Norwich to get an away win today. I don't think so today, but be a hell of a statement, wouldn't it? I can go to Middlesbrough and win. Bree. Matsuki. Bree again. We'll be back with the hot takes tomorrow morning. Go through the whole championship weekend. Seiko with the foul on Finn Azaz. Should be out fairly early. Dean, Bannon 93rd minute winner today. Be quite the debut, wouldn't it? Millwall face Sheffield United. Bay. Seiko. Lawal. Thomas. Nice enough build from Stoke. Lawal. Wellington gets his foot in the way. Downs. Oh, fed into the channel. I think Fellows might have been onside then. Ball runs out of play. He just checked his run, which is what stopped him from being able to run onto that. But he had acres of space if he was onside, and he could have got hold of that. Thumb duck. Yes, very much. That's over on TikTok, by the way, up there. Make sure you've followed or subscribed, whatever it's called on TikTok. Do you follow on TikTok or do you subscribe? No idea. And again, sorry if you are in any way triggered by me asking people to subscribe to the channel to get your free content. Obviously, we've had some people who struggle a bit to cope with the small amount of plugs we do here on the channel. Schmidt is robbed by Downs. Southampton clear their lines. Thomas knocks it in to Wilmot. Seiko to Pearson. Phillips. Thomas, who seems to be getting deeper and deeper, which you wouldn't want to see if you're a Stoke fan. And Southampton playing it pretty well. Wilmot. Bocat. Nice turn by Cisse. Tries to feed it into the front. Well intercepted. However, the ref has whistled. Were they late on Cisse here? No, it's for a pull by Stevens on Schmidt. The ball wouldn't have got to him, but still a foul and a yellow card. Jack Stevens chuntering away at the linesman there. Don't think the referee saw that, but the linesman very much did. Stoke 0, Southampton 2. A Stoke goal right about now would do big things to the game state here, wouldn't it? For sure. Thomas pops the free kick in. Phillips gets the header on it. Peretz seemed to have that covered the whole time. Ran across his goal, but the arm went up as if to say, I know that's going wide of my post. Spatial awareness there from the Southampton keeper, who had a very hairy moment in the first half, didn't he? Miskicked the ball whilst in possession, whilst being closed down, I think, by Bay. Nearly came a cropper, badly. He's just been booked for taking too long to take a goal kick. How about that? Sorry if you can see Mike stand in the shot there. Just reclining back in my chair a little bit to enjoy this one. Lawal heads it. Wellington. It's going to be a Zaz challenging there and off Lawal. Throw in Saints. And they're just trying to just calm this game down, aren't they, Southampton? I think their optimum last 20 minutes is they just keep control of the ball, keep control of the game, and see things out. Obviously, they'd love another goal. Easier said than done. Foul on Azaz. He's been in the wars today, hasn't he? What the hell has happened to Leicester City? I mean, they were down to 10 men early today, but that doesn't explain the rest of the season, doesn't it? Where they've not been very good and just sacked their manager. Shay Charles in for Kaspar Yander. Expensive signing a couple of years ago from Russ Martin's Southampton. Comes off the bench here. Man City? Where's he at? Dean, behave you. Glad you got the total right today. Do you know what? I had 2 goes at that as well. So it didn't stitch me up. I think what happens is if you type the title in on TikTok and then don't make the stream live, it goes back to the old title. So you just have to do it just before you go on, I think. It appears to have worked today. I'm learning about TikTok. Luddite that I am. Southampton heading towards 3 points. By the way, all of the away teams in the Championship are going to take a 3-pointer in the earlies today. And this is on top of Bristol City 0, Derby 5 last night. Away teams on top. It's Leicester 0, Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Wrexham 1. And in our game here, Stoke 0, Southampton 2. Brumizona, big up, Ben. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, man. Some nice positivity there in the chat. And I know I had a bit of a rant at the start of the second half, but let's be honest. Ooh, no foul. The wool hits the deck. Let's be honest, 90% of comments, 95 probably, are positive, aren't they? But it's human nature, isn't it? We are hardwired to isolate threats and protect ourselves. Therefore, there is a negativity bias. We notice negative comments and react to them disproportionately more than we do positive ones. Just the way we're wired, isn't it? I think that's the reason people make the negative comments in the first place as well. The human negativity bias. I love you in your videos. Thank you, user 2477 blah, 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 whatever the number is. Bocat turns that back into Wilmot. Charles from Man City. Think we paid 15 million. Woof. I thought it was 10 million. Who knows? Telephone numbers. And you never know what the fees are these days, do you? How do I think Ipswich will do after seeing the lineups? I haven't seen the lineups, Macca, so you'll have to tell me. I've been busy doing this. Seiko. Goes out to left back. Bocat plays the channel ball. Okay. Azon up top. Burns right. Mehmeti 10 and Clark on the left. See how that one pans out. I think we can end most debates about transfer fees and say that truly nobody really knows, do they? You just trust what's reported, and different things get reported. Well, into the game comes Fawumni, and his first job is to distribute many energy gels to about 5 of the players there. Don't think I've seen him before. 1 championship appearance. Favour Fawumni. Unless it's Favor. I don't know. Looks like he's gone up into the 10 position. He's replaced Bay. And he's nearly drawn 2 fouls within about 30 seconds of coming on. No Smodics in the Ipswich squad today. Kevin, get in Wednesday. We had a shot on target. We are staying up. Gallows humour from the Wednesday fans. I'm here for it. Free kick Stoke, which Sorba Thomas is going to take. Let me just turn the heater off. I tried to do that in the watch along yesterday and I just ended up turning it up higher. Idiot. Free kick comes in. Stephen's got a head on it. Although the offside flag looks to have gone up against Phillips. Yeah, linesman's got that one right. As we head towards the final 10, ref's just having a word with Perez, presumably saying, I already booked you for wasting time, and you probably think I'm not going to book you again. But I will. I promise. Played up the line. Block tackle there by Shea Charles. Throw in Stoke. Thank you for your wonderful support today, if I'm allowed to say that. Muchly appreciated. We'll be back with the hot takes tomorrow. If it's not too much to ask, if you can hit the like button while you're here, it'll take you 1 second to make a difference to me. Hey? And if you're offended by me asking, I don't know what to tell you. Here comes Matsuki. I love all your stuff. Thanks, Ricky. What do I think the lead score is going to be? You'd have to be on Arsenal in that one, wouldn't you, today, I think? Love to see Leeds do it, but I think it's an away win, boss. Thanks, Kieran, as well. Lawal for Wamney onto Thomas. Oh, nice feet. Thomas is fouled by Flynn Downs. No, it's not. Not given. This ref is very hot on players going down slightly too easily, isn't he? Bradford 1, Doncaster 0. That's a big goal in the League One promotion race there. Late one there, 10 to go. Bradford lead against Doncaster. A little bit of a downturn recently by Bradford. There you go. Sky have just flashed up. Match stats second half. No shots on target for Stoke. Probably sums it up somewhat, doesn't it? They needed something in the second half and they just haven't produced it. Lawal crosses from deep from the right. Decent clearance there on the cover by Bree. Volley fired in. Unlucky. Hits the post. Seiko with the hit. Really unlucky. Ooh, that's a late tackle there. Stevens was clearing that. Fawamni closes him down. Definite yellow card. Silly one from the youngster. We're used to not getting anything from refs at Stoke. Rob, have you not forgotten the Finazaz penalty being given, not being given and diving, etc., etc.? That could have gone the other way, couldn't it? Free kick. Fawamni's gone in the book. Perez is going to take it. We are 7 minutes and change until stoppage time. The game is ebbing away. From Stoke City here. Looks like an away win for Southampton. It will pop them on to 40 points from 30 games. 7 off the playoffs. as things stand with Wrexham winning, obviously. Oh no, that number can't go higher than that, can it, today? Bocat clears it up the line. Azaz. Wellington's got a bit of space to run into. Wellington crosses, there's nobody there. Matsuki tries to recycle it, but they've cleared their lines. Stoke, in fact, it's bounced back, and Wilmot lets that go for a goal kick. Oh, Wednesday on the up here. 2 attempts on target for Sheffield Wednesday. Small mercies. In a tough season, let's just say, for Sheffield Wednesday fans. Matsuki goes down, no foul. We play on. Touch for... I can't pronounce this guy's name. Oyekunle. Oyekunle? Oyekunle. Let's go for that. Oyekunle. I'll repeat that a few times. Seiko, who hit the post. He was unlucky with that volley. I don't think we've seen a replay of that. Hit it really, really well, didn't he? Daisy cutter. Keeper looked done there, Peretz. Off the post. Pearson switch of play. For Wumney has won it, and he's into the box. For Wumney hits the shot. Blocked out. He's looked very lively since he's come on. Proper energetic little fella. Who looks incredibly direct as well, doesn't he? Corner, Stoke. Which Sorba Thomas is going to take. Oh, decent delivery as well. Phillips up there. Heads it over the bar. Good chance that. He's that close in. Anything on target's going to be asking big questions to the keeper. Nothing doing now. And it remains a shutout. A 0 in the column for Stoke. Lots of fans heading out of the Bet365 now. They don't think they're going to see a fight back. Charles. Oyekunle blocked out down the right-hand side. And Southampton taking an age to take this throw in. He's already booked one for taking too long. Breeze chancing it a little bit. Gibbo, are this week's predictions out? Yes, you can find them on TikTok and on YouTube and on Facebook. If Wrexham don't keep this lead, Kelly, there'll be a lot of very triggered Wrexham supporters in the world. Well, they have let a few leads go, haven't they? Still a few minutes to play in all of our games here. Footmob's telling me 81 at Leicester, so they're a bit behind. Wednesday, Wrexham 88. And I can tell you firsthand that we're in minute 89 for this one. Stoke 0, Southampton 2. Charles. Yander's gone down and stayed down. Okunle can't get there ahead of Wilmot, but he does win a throw-in. Yander looks like he's jarred something, but he's going to get up again. Ryan Manning just getting ready on the bench. Here he comes. Tom Fellows is going to come out. Got the assist for the opening goal, Fellows. Right winger, replaced by a left back by trade. So we'll see what the kind of reshuffle here is. Bannon on the bench for Millwall, as we suspected he would be. Referee calling 2 players over here as we tick towards the 90. I'm about to find out how much stoppage time there is in this game. Feels like it ended as a spectacle, probably when Seiko hit the post. If that goes in, I think things change. That won't actually go down as a shot on target, will it? Because it hit the post. Oh, they have had 1 on target in the second half, or will it? Maybe the keeper got a save on that one. Who knows? 4 minutes of stoppage time. We played 30 seconds of them. Thomas. Given away. Bree. Matsuki. Harwood Bellis. Peretz. Seth. Left the game 20 minutes ago. Oh dear. We haven't scored, Seth. You did hit the post, though. Phillips. Nice ball through the lines to Thomas. For Wamney. All pace and dribbles. Didn't take the ball with him there. Wellington's pinched it off him. Oh, nice. Wellington has powered up the pitch here and drawn a foul. That's superb from the Saints left back. And the yellow card has come out as well. 4 minutes stoppage time at Hillsborough. Wrexham lead 1-0 over there. And they will usurp Derby County for 6th place. Derby were in there after their epic 5-0 win last night. We have about 90 seconds of this one remaining. Ooh, cross goes in. Kind of bimbles off Ayakunle. Thought it might break there in the 6-yard box, but it did not. Stoke with maybe one last chance to launch an attacking phase here. Still back in the centre-half area. Phillips. Lawal plays the channel. It's too much on that. And that's probably game over. We've got 1 minute of stoppage time to play there. Ball booted over Thomas's head and he can't really do anything with it. Finners as man of the match, despite being booked for diving. How about that? Those two things not mutually exclusive. Loads of touches, loads of dribbles, and the opening goal for Azaz today. "20 seconds remaining." Fern. Someone on here said they would eat their scarf if Saints keep a clean sheet. Yes. Let's call out such merriment, whoever that was in the chat. Eat your scarf. Full time. Stoke 0. Southampton 2. From the Bet365. Quite comfortable for Saints in the end, I think. Held Stoke at arm's length. And once that second goal had gone in, not long into the second half, didn't really lay much of a glove on them, Stoke, did they? They did hit the post at 2-0 down, but that was kind of like volley from the edge of the box that Daisy cutted along and nearly crept in the corner. But I think it's a fairly convincing win that for Southampton. Saints move up in the live league table. They are into the top half, but they could be overtaken, obviously, today onto 40 points. 7 off the playoffs. Southampton with 16 games remaining. They've not been great this season, but this was something near what we'd expect from that cast of players. Obviously, Southampton, a year one parachute team, able to add the likes of Fellows and Azaz in. Ross Stewart is back in the 11 as well. And they all registered goal contributions today. It was, I guess, the story of the win in the first half, really, for Southampton was the ability to switch the play and get the wingers, Cienza and Fellows, into the game. We'd already had a couple of penalty box entrances from Leo Cienza before the opening goal. And I've got to say, really, really good bit of play by Taylor Harwood-Bellis. You've got the ball on the back line and he plays a rip-roaring pass right through the entire pitch. And Tom Fellows is literally inside the penalty box. And you just saw 3 Southampton players arriving in the middle. And you're thinking, Fellows, joint top assist maker in the Championship last season. Surely he's going to pick out the pass. It's exactly what he does. Any one of them could have finished it off. And Finn Azaz, inside the posts, just drills the ball in from super close range for the opening goal. Otherwise, in the first half, I suppose the main event, Finn Azaz takes on his man, Ash Phillips, inside the box. He's in on goal. He goes down. Gets booked for diving. Didn't look like a horribly controversial decision, I have to say. I know people obsessed with contact. Contact doesn't mean a foul, and it can be contact and a dive. I think his knee gets brushed, does it? Is the contact proportional? I think he's been asked about it right now on my screen right now, but I can't watch the interview because I'm doing this. Is the contact proportionate for the player to go down? Referee said no. I think if Azaz keeps his foot in, maybe he scores the second, but immaterial in the end. Mark Robbins, scorched earth at half-time, triple substitution, not happy with what he saw. Wilmot, Pearson and Psycho in. It should be pointed out Stoke's injury issues. Mubama, Bazunu, Chemadu, Baker, Bosnick, Gallagher, Johansson, all players who likely would have featured in some way, shape or form today. Certainly would have been in the squad, you would think, all out injured. And Mark Robbins wanted something from Stoke in the second half that he just didn't get. Southampton fairly comfortable. And a lot of that to do with the game state just really being killed off by Flynn Downs' second goal for Saints. Not the most aesthetically pleasing goal. Corner comes over. I think it's Ross Stewart who gets the touch. He's got the assist here. Downs kind of falls over. He's laying on his back a couple of yards from goal. And he does quite well, actually, to, whilst on the floor, just poke it over the line from virtually on the line. And it's 2-0. And that really, really killed it. And Southampton are quite comfortable, I've got to say, after that. As we mentioned, Seiko hit the post. Fawumni came into the game. He was quite fun and direct. But other than that, I think Southampton were quite comfortable. And maybe Stoke fans will argue, okay, you're playing a year one parachute team and you've got a load of injuries. What do you expect? And I kind of buy that argument, even though it's a little bit reductive. But Stoke weren't great today. We've seen them at their best be very solid and have a big threat. I know Manhurth wasn't playing today. Thomas and Manhurth have been strong. Schmidt, the new striker, had a very quiet debut. So they just need to do a little bit more. Stoke with what they've got. And as Mark Robbins said in his pre-match, just hope over the next few weeks that some injured players come back. For Southampton, as you can imagine, I get asked every week, one of these teams that are kind of underperforming. I get asked, can they make the playoffs? Yeah, they can. Are they likely to make a run that would get them into the playoffs? Well, remember when Tondereka got the job or was caretaker manager? Did they win like 6 in 7 or something? If they win 6 in the next 7, Stoke will probably be in the playoff. Southampton will probably be in the playoffs. I've been falling over that all day, haven't I? Terrible. But there's a lot of traffic and the gap is 7 points with only 16 rounds remaining. So improbable, but not impossible for Southampton. But they need a run now, don't they? And this sense of underachievement that has been pervading their season. They've. What I will say is they're at home quite a lot through February. They play Watford, Leicester in the Cup, Charlton and QPR. In fact, they play 3 home games in a row. They also face Sheffield Wednesday, who are bottom of the table and destined to go down. So there is that. And then in March, they face Coventry, Ipswich, Wrexham. Tricky run there for sure. Apologies if you were on TikTok. A call just came in and the stream has vanished. Need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb for that reason. No, thank you to the people who are on TikTok. So, yeah, we will watch this space with Southampton and we'll watch this space towards the end of the transfer window. Lots of questions as well about Adam Armstrong today. Not around and maybe on the move. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think fairly comfortable for Southampton in the end. Stoke needs some players back. Stoke 0, Southampton 2. Right, thank you everybody. I'm going to disappear now and I will reappear tomorrow morning with the hot takes. Thank you for all your wonderful support throughout the stream. No super chat target today, but big thank you to Donna, who did come up trumps there with a super sticker for us. It was Stoke 0, Southampton 2. And as I say, we will see you tomorrow for the hot takes and then Sportsman on Monday again and transfer deadline reaction. We will have a mini predictions video from Sam Parkin as well. Thanks for watching. Over and out.